without further ado, I'll point it to you guys for the future. Adam, Avi?
Thanks, Dom. I'll kick things off, and I am a bit mindful of time, so I won't spend a long time kind of with the introduction to this part, because I really do want to make sure that Abby gets to talk about the great work that his company Number 8 are currently doing in the next part of what we're going to talk about. But we've very much heard about so far, I suppose, what the opportunity is at present. And we've looked at it from, I suppose, two different elements. We heard from Ben, and one of the key messages I heard from Ben anyway in his slides was the sheer scale involved with the app economy. When we compare it to other medium, it certainly compares extremely favorably. I think the number that stood out to me, just last year alone, there were 230 billion new apps downloaded onto devices. So there's certainly scale there. I could argue that scale is currently larger than the current audio scale in, I suppose, more traditional audio means. And additionally, we've got several new, truly innovative formats that I think I see it as bridging the gap between visual media and audio media as well, the opportunity within gaming. And we've heard from both Christian and Amit around that. But we can't get away from the fact that traditionally the companies that invest the most in audio are, to all intents and purposes, brand advertisers, and brands tend to buy audiences. And what I mean by audiences is that they have a very good idea of who's listening to a particular radio station or a particular streaming service or a particular podcast, and they will align their brand against that, and they will often buy brands. Now, app developers have not had to, due to the nature of the industry, spend a lot and invest a lot in figuring out who their audience is. Invest a lot in working out, I suppose, the nature of their media in order to put together a media pack to sell to advertisers, because the app economy is very much predicated among performance advertising. So pretty much the only thing that they need to really care about is getting a device ID in place, so that can be passed to the person who's trying to sell another game that's appearing in there on an app download, in order to either retarget against that or negative target and not try and target that user, as they've already got the app on their device. And that's been the entire economy, and it's a very successful game. However, if we're going to take audio into the gaming environment, we do need to start looking at audience. And I know that have had several discussions around this with the people on this panel. And at this point, I'm gonna hand it over to Abby, who's doing great work to try and solve this problem, and this, I believe, is currently also working at the moment with the guys at Audio More Band Audio as well. So let's see if I can switch the slide. Abby, over to you.
Thanks a lot. By the way, thanks Dom, Adam, and to Simon as well. It was a really good session so far. And there were a couple of slides actually from Christian's pack and from Amit's pack that was really good. One was, I remember walking into I think it was a Targets.com meeting with Adam. I think that was at a Rain Summit event where you showed where audio, how it's consumed throughout the day. And I was just drawing some parallels to Christian when you showed the slide of gaming being consumed throughout the day. You can see a lot of parallels there. Yeah, this is not that snacking behavior of it. Of course, audio is a little bit different in the sense that you can actually consume it whether the screen is on or off. In the case of gaming, you're still having these bursty sessions. And that was a very good parallel. And Amit, to your point, the demographic piece on the breaking that myth of, okay, it's not just the 14-year-old guy in the basement. And that's the myth, right? That was really, it's like, okay, shit, it is actually females who are actually playing. And there's it's just, okay, what's going on? And I've had conversations with Adam before, and also on this language mismatch. It's like, imagine brands are speaking a specific language and the gaming supplier and the publishers is having a specific kind of language that they're trying to send, and there's a matching that has one. So, from a brand point of view, a brand understands, who is my audience, who's my kind of customer, who am I trying to get my message out to? But gaming is, is very new for them. On the other side, gaming supply, as all the numbers showed, it's massive. The scale has been increasing, and it's going to continue increasing coming forward. But then beyond the scale factor, how is a brand going to actually understand and trust to say, you know what? I know that this audience that I used to target in an audio environment which I'm used to, be it a shopper, be it a jogger, be it someone who buys, as an auto intender, that's a very popular one, or even a vehicle user. How do I know that this gamer is going to give me that same kind of return? Because my entire brand persona, my service, and my values are tied to that persona. How do I know that? So it's almost like a brand wants something, but then the gaming environment is actually saying, okay, it's cool, it's great, then this massive scale, but there's like a crosstalk almost happening. And that's where I see there's a big misunderstanding. And I think, Adam, you briefly touched on that as well. If you go to the next slide. And it's, at the end of the day, gamers are also people who just happen to enjoy playing games. It's like we all listen to music, we all watch movies, we all use the fitness apps. Same way, it's just that gaming is a very, time consuming, and also it's very exciting to continue playing games. It's very engaging form of content. So gamers also fall into the fact that they're fitness enthusiasts or weekend warriors or the green commuters, shopping or couch potatoes, so on and so forth. And these are behavioral attributes that actually can be determined through the power of AI and technology that runs on the device today, that we are working with either in the audio world or in in-game audio or with in-game specifically, or just with mobile advertising. We can actually determine these moments and also these behavioral patterns that are completely idealist, that do not rely on any identification, to then have these being offered to brands as a form of targeting capabilities. And that's what's very exciting, because gaming, on one hand, it gives you the scale, but then brands, if you can basically tap into it as a brand, all right, I want to target fitness enthusiasts. As a Nike, I want to tap into fitness enthusiasts, because I know that this person, beyond just playing a tennis game, they are actually quite active. Because the in-game behavior doesn't mean that I am doing, I could be playing GTA, but that doesn't mean I'm going to buy a gun. It really doesn't, So that myth of, oh, I need to basically, just because I'm buying a bow and arrow doesn't mean I'm going to buy a bow and arrow in real life. No, that doesn't equate. But I have real life attributes, behaviors that actually can translate to what the brand's trying to understand and convey. And that's where I think that's a missing link between, unlocking more and more budgets and unlocking more and more spend, because it's, as Christian and Amit both pointed out, it is a massive opportunity. And I think that will only keep growing. But this language mismatch needs to be taken account. And that's what we do at Number 8 is it's on-device contextual data. And contextual data from our point of view is being able to understand in a mobile environment, what is the user doing when they are playing a game? When they're working out, they're relaxing, and they're commuting, and so on and so forth. And also based on these moments, what is the behaviors that they're building up? And then allowing the brand to target and reach these audiences at scale without relying on any identifiers. So yeah, that's a bit of the unveiling the gamer, Adam.
Fascinating. So Abhi, I just want to ask you, again, it's very Star Wars-like, and I think it's awesome. What do you see as, because we're talking about the future here, what do you think the timeline is to make that a reality, where someone who wanted to advertise against those parameters would be able to do so?
So we're already live. So we are live in Australia. We are live in the States. We are live, and we're seeing addressable audiences coming up without any IDs. We're seeing these live, and these audiences coming up. We have demand coming in from advertisers saying, can you get, vehicle users? Can you get weekend warriors? Can you get fitness enthusiasts, walkers, so on and so forth? And yeah, the interesting thing is what's really resonating with advertisers is the unbiased nature of the data that is not reliant on self-reported, or self-identified data. It's not like I'm clicking on a Facebook page saying, okay, I like candy. That means I like candy. No, I'm doing and displaying these behaviors. That's one. And the in-moment marketing capabilities is very powerful. From a timeline perspective, as we basically work with partners such as AudioMob and Odeo, these will be live and available for audio advertisers in the coming months for sure.
Excellent. Great. Thanks. Great stuff. Again, I'm watching the clock here, and I want to be respectful to everybody's time. So we do have a bunch of questions that were asked, and we will follow up with those folks directly. But to kind of wrap this up, just some quick key takeaways. the fact that audio advertisers are now able to break out of that audio first environment. I think that you got a good feel for that today. The value of in-app advertising and the ability to reach new audiences, but not just new audiences, but with forward-leaning engagement. And obviously, look, audio is just a natural format when you think about what's been, and you know, Ben talked to this, the evolution and then the adoption of different formats, display and video. It makes complete sense. The other thing is, gamers are people. They're everybody who is on this panel and everybody who is in the audience. They're consumers, and it's just a new and creative way to engage with them beyond the ways that you would be doing it, you know, in other media. And I think that this is really important for people who are interested on the demand side in the space. We're only working with, you know, the gold standard partners, those that are going to be able to provide the audio detection and the brand safe environment. So the opportunity is real today, and it will only grow further, both in scale and, as you just heard from Abhi, in innovation. And so we're really excited about that. If you are interested in learning more, please feel free to contact us, requests@targetspot.com. Again, I want to thank you all for listening in and staying a little bit over, and certainly want to thank all of you guys that shared some great information, and hopefully everyone found it valuable. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great day.